Did you miss us? Welcome back to Vidane TV. Just coming off a fantastic showcase open for Tim's Corner Motorsports, but it's Wednesday night, man. FATHEADZ Cup Series out here for the Quaker State 150 here at Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle, upstate New York. Very excited to have these guys on board here with us with a Friday night racing or with a Wednesday night racing. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. in the commentary booth, a.k.a. the production trailer, and right by my side, my buddy from up on the rock, the birthday boy, Mike James from Eastbound Park. How we doing, Mikey?
We're streaking!
We're not streaking.
I'm taking the new name, Mike the Tank.
Mike the Tank from the Rock.
Pleasure to be back here on Vidane TV for our FATHEADZ Cup Series. What an awesome show to put on there last week, and so glad to be here with you again in the booth, Paul. What a wild night. It is Wacky Wednesday, and will we see a repeat of what we seen earlier on? Some wild rides, so pretty excited to see Colin Zimmer going to have the hammer here. He's got the pole.
Well, the timing and scoring is a little bit jacked up. It'll get itself corrected here as soon as we take the green flag. The 12 car is actually up front. Ed Boyles Jr. on the outside in the 88 FATHEADZ eyewear machine. That's kind of a throwback. Well, not really a throwback. Well, I guess it's kind of a throwback because Dale Jr. is retired, but it's that nationwide paint scheme with the FATHEADZ logo. Pretty cool little deal there. But pace car is going to dip down. He's going to go down pit road. Green flag in the air. That 12 car of Caleb Levener going to take the green flag, and he's got a little bit of a lead over the 88 on the outside, but they're still 2x2 heading on down into turn number one.
I got a funny feeling it's going to get wild and tangly here tonight in the tri-oval. But the 12 getting it done here for Team Pinsky. Now getting it all sorted out here in the diamond. A little rookie mistake there by going by the timing sheet here tonight there. Ed Boyles Jr. P2, and Wade Palmer the 5th, and Ken. How do you say that?
Ken Ellert in the 95 in that third position.
Whoa,
a little bit crazy there for Spear in the number 7 car. He jumps down on the low side, no harm, no foul. Tim Wortman Jr. right behind him. If he wins, we get whiskey, so we're going to be rooting for that 00 car.
Oh, I'm all in. as we take a peek at Chris Bear as he crosses over there in front of the 11, the Michael Jordan 11, Denny Hamlin's colors. Will Denny Hamlin be in the 23 ride next year? Am I correct that Bubba Wallace will not be the driver in 2021?
You know, quite frankly, I'm not sure. I know they were just talking about building a $9 million shop for the 23 team, the 11, 23, XL, 27 Bubba Wallace team or whatever. A little bit of contact back there in the back of the pack. Looks like we got the caution flag. The 18 of Jimmy Absher pointed in the wrong direction, as well as Joshua Battles. So that's going to give us a Kong Beer Bong instant replay for the first time here tonight in the FATHEADZ Cup Series, the Quaker State 150 here at Pocono. And we'll pull this up, take a quick peek, and see what went down there. You can see we're going to focus in on the 18 car. Here's the guy pointing in the wrong. Oh, there we go. And looks like the action happens up in front of him, and there's the 18 car. Just gets a little bit collected up there. Good news is a little bit of bumper car action, not a big hit. So we're probably going to come down pit road, get some tires on that 18 car as well as the 43. Well, I'm lying to you because there's some big-time damage there on the 18 car. Let's back that up, find out what made him look like a modified there. And we're just waiting for... there we go. Camera guy was in the wrong direction there, but the 18 of Absher, you can see they're just kind of running along, and take a quick peek, and there's the action in front of them. There's some damage on that 18 car. Heads into the corner. Looks like everything is A-OK so far. Looking loose. There's some smoke in front of him. A little bit of calamity, a little bit of tangly action. And there we have the wreck with the 18 car. We're going to back that up one more time because our camera guy still didn't catch the action. Looks like he got into the back of the 22 just a little bit, and oh, there it is. Caught the 43 car coming across the front of his nose. Took the hood with him, took the front nose piece. That's a big wreck for the 18 of Jimmy Absher.
Now, am I correct? Absher's Jimmy and Trevor, are they brothers or father and son combo?
I believe they're brothers. We'll have to double check on that. We got a lot of fans tuning
Yeah,
in here on Facebook and YouTube, so if we can get some,
yeah. Let me know.
yeah, get
Because
some
my boy
direction on
Trevor
that.
Absher, man, that's my guy here tonight. So I'm gonna go for the 19 here tonight. I think he's got
100%.
something for me.
Absolutely. These guys always put on a great show, and very cool to have Fatheads Eyewear on board with these guys as we work lap number 4 under caution here. 60 laps to docket here at Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle in upstate New York. And man, Mikey, I got to tell you, I picked up some of the Fatheads glasses. I ended up going with the. I got this bright red beard, right? So I went with the red lenses, but I went with the transparent frames. And the cool thing about that, you could put these sunglasses on. You're not going to get that raccoon eyes, that kind of raccoon-looking sunburn that you get when you wear regular sunglasses. So pretty cool to be pretty excited to have those here for Stafford Speedway. Man, we're opening up in a couple of weeks. I know you guys up at Eastbound, you're opening up in a couple of weeks. And you've got the AdvanceMyTrack.com jumping on. Pete Woodrum over in the Facebook chat saying the father and son combination with those guys. So pretty cool to have the absolute father and sons. I knew we'd have somebody on Facebook paying attention. Give us a shout out over on Facebook. Let us know who you're watching, where you're watching from, who you're rooting for, and who your driver is. But man, I'm excited. Stafford Speedway's opening up. Eastbound up there on the Rock. You guys are opening up soon, and you've got that pretty cool deal with the Advanced My Track .com thing here. Tell us a little bit about that, Mikey.
Well, 22 tracks out of all of the NASCAR home tracks across North America, 4 of them being in Canada, Eastbound International and Newfoundland Labrador, where my home track is. We are one of those 22 tracks, and on April 27th, they will announce who will be the final 6 in the finales, and then we'll have a 2-day shootout of voting right across North America. And I've been told with our meeting there today with Daytona that we're actually going to be profiled on that whole week of Darlington. So tune in. If we can get into that top 6, we need your help. If you're out there, give Newfoundland Labrador some love. Eastbound International on the AdvanceMyTrack.com. I said earlier on in the early broadcast that I would streak for $50,000 on opening weekend for the Memorial Weekend. So if we win this, it's going to be big. So it's going to be pretty wild to see a new going down the front stretch. So pretty exciting for everybody involved. I know on my birthday, I asked everybody to vote Eastbound for my birthday, which was just yesterday. And one of the guys from Hudson Speedway actually said that he would make it happen. But he'd already voted for Hudson that day. So it's pretty cool. We just found out today, which is up in your neck of the woods. I got to pull it out, Paul. We are going to be in the Northeast, so we're going to be competing a lot of tracks in your neck of the woods. So some that I'm not familiar with. Lee Speedway is going to be in there. Pretty exciting. Stafford used to be a NASCAR home track, but hopefully they'll be back next year.
Yeah, well, they decided, Stafford as a track decided they were going to do their own thing this year, and I myself, I'm excited to see how that's going to work out. I have been to Lee myself. I went a couple of years ago with my good friend Daryl. They've got the open wing modifieds. It was cool. It was the first time I actually saw those big block modifieds with the great giant wings on top of it. They were going so fast, so much. They actually brought fog into the racetrack, and it got heavy enough to where the guy calling the race couldn't even see it. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
So lots of awesome short tracks throughout the Northeast and throughout both Canada and North America in the United States. But green flag in the air. Caleb Levener and number 1288 of Ed Boyles Jr. are going to be bringing us to the green flag here on lap number 6. They sorted out single file, kind of, sort of. Nope, those guys are going to be side by side as they go in. 12 going to go all the way down to that yellow line, and 12 kind of run in the middle of the track, still side by side as they come out of turn number 1.
Ed Boyle's been pretty dominant throughout this season. As we, for those tuning in, as you can see the banner across, these are the drivers that are in the playoffs, so vying for the playoffs. So our top 4 right now, all vying for playoff points here. And now we see a leadership change. Ed Boyles Jr. now taking that away from the 12 of Caleb Levener. This is going to be pretty wild. A lot of laps still left in this, 54 to go here. But the big triangle here, Pocono, is going to give us some treats here tonight. I got a feeling.
100%. Preston Perrier currently running in the 12th position in that number 13 car. There you see him, the Geico ride. He has already locked himself into the next round of the playoffs for the win at Nashville Fairgrounds last week. Pretty cool to see the Nashville double last week with the Tim's Corner Motorsports wrapping up their weekly racing series. And just saw the TCM Showcase Open at New Smyrna earlier on here at Verdane TV. Some fantastic racing, and really looking forward myself to the actual Open or the showcase tomorrow night. So
Super
Bowl of Tim's Corner Motorsports. Looking forward to that. That's going to be some fantastic racing. And there you can see Snar on the hood of Preston Perrier's number 13 machine. Pretty cool. Take a look at the Verdane TV Facebook page. That's a pretty cool animal shelter that they look after some animals that need a little bit of assistance. And be sure to check
he was telling us about that in the interviews last week, and pretty impressive what he's throwing down. I'm pretty impressed with Preston on that.
100%. Preston spends a lot of time with those cats and looking after some animals that need a little bit of assistance from their human co-op. So pretty cool to see Preston running in the 13th position, kind of matching his car number right now. Still trying, it's still early on, lap number 8 of 60 here in the Fatheads Cup Series. And there you can see the 48 really cutting that apex in half. And holy moly, look at the run that the 48 car gets. But we got a 3-car battle here for the 13th position, 12th position. Wade Palmer, the 4th there in the number 5 car. Preston Perrier here in the 13, Kenny Capola in the number 3. And you can see those bright green spoilers, those bright green banners on the top of the windshields. That means they are in the top 16. They're in the 16. They're one of the 16 drivers in for this championship battle, and they're in this round. And they've got some ground to make up here, running towards the middle of the pack here in the 13th position. But they know that they've got to do everything that they possibly can to get up towards the front. See if they can maybe challenge Ed Boyles Jr., who's got a 1.1 second lead over Caleb Levener.
Well, checking in on my boy Trevor Apsher, the 19. He is now about 2 seconds behind there now, holding that P5. Your top 5 is Ed Boyles Jr., Caleb Levener, Wade Palmer, the 5th, Ken
Ellert.
That's a tough one for up here in the Irish. So Ellert, that's a new one for me. So the 95 doing an impressive run now, 1.6 second off the lead. Wade Bowman. Bowen there just about a second and an eighth behind Trevor Absher. So a little bit of a gap there as they single file around this big triangle. But all Ed Boyles Jr. now as he continues to build that clean air.
Yeah, Ed Boyles Jr. there, you can see the lead right now. 1.1 seconds is the gap between he and Caleb Levener there in the 12 car. About a 3-car tango for that second place. Wade Palmer, the 5th, doing a great job in that number 24 Exalta machine. I love that paint scheme. I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of the rainbow. I'm a Jeff Gordon fan. I always have been. I grew up a rainbow warrior, and it's very cool to see that new paint scheme kind of applied to the old school style of racing here on iRacing. And you can check out the iRacing sim. If this is something that you're checking out the first time and you want to be a part of this, check out iRacing.com. Very, very cool. They've got a frequently asked questions section where you can pretty much go through and find out how you can get on here and race every single night. And it's pretty cool. I've been doing it myself a long time, 10, 15 years, even longer than that, really. And it's pretty cool to be able to come home from work, or come home from school, finish up your English homework, and jump on, do a couple of laps at either here at Pocono or earlier on we saw New Smyrna Speedway down in Florida. Man, oh man, it's pretty cool to be able to just kind of jump across the Northeast and really across the world, all the different tracks that the iRacing simulation service has. So be sure to check that out, iRacing.com. And you know what? Let them know if Verdane TV sent you. Maybe they'll give us a little bit of a kickback.
Well, I reached out to the vice president of iRacing to get the 3D model of Eastbound up here. But unfortunately, a lot of concentration right now in Europe right now as they circle back. Hopefully, we'll see some more short tracks added to the field as we continue to see movement. The big one was the Bristol Dirt this year on the recent update. Last year, the Rock and so many others. So pretty cool to see the development of the 3D model here in the iRacing right across the world as they continue to dominate the simulator.
Absolutely, and one of the big tracks too is the North Wilkesboro Speedway and Bristol
Not the
Dirt.
Rock.
Bristol Dirt. We got the Rock on iRacing too, so if that's one of your favorite tracks, definitely check that out on iRacing.com. But pretty cool to have it there. You can see a little battle between the 5 of Wade Palmer IV and the 13 of Preston Perrier. They're battling for that 11th position. The 13 car, Preston Perrier. I know he's got some fans over there on the Facebook and the YouTube stream. So Preston really needs to take a look. He actually needs to rehome. We're getting a message here from Becky Perrier here over on the Facebook page. Preston needs to rehome about 28 dogs for his neighbors. So very, very proud for get a little bit of airtime for this group over across the airwaves here on Verdane TV. And he spends a lot of his extra time, almost all of his spare time, trying to find homes for all these different animals, the dogs and cats and everything else. So very, very cool deal. We will absolutely get all of the information you possibly need here on the Verdane TV Facebook page. Very cool deal. Very, very cool deal. Mikey, I can tell you from personal experience, I get along with dogs more than I get along with most humans. So any chance I can get to help out a dog to find a good home, or any kind of pet to find a good home, absolutely 100% on board.
That would be pretty awesome, actually. You with 22 dogs, so I would like to see the picture of that Paul in his barn, the Verdane barn with 22 dogs. But you said something about the Rainbow Warrior and being a fan and stuff. But let's play those that are listening in, tuning in on social media. Well, I want to know, when did you become a fan of NASCAR and short track or like when did you? I know when I did. I was really young, but I want to hear just a quick story. Keep it quick. But do you remember the first time you became a fan? It's pretty awesome sport, and it's so funny because when I hear, like my brother-in-law and some other guys, the quick thing is they just turn left. You know what I mean? It's a lot more than that, but. So I just love when I'm talking to a guy who's an F1 fan and say, "Hey, you watch NASCAR?" And they're like, "No, it's just left." But you almost want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, no, it's racing is. You have to be a part of it to really understand it, and one of the stories I've never really shared the story, but I became a NASCAR fan. I became a Jeff Gordon fan. Because of my uncle. My uncle was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when he was 8 years old. Doctors gave him a life expectancy of 16, and he ended up living to be 34 years old. And he passed away back, probably 10 years ago now. But it was so cool for me growing up as a kid to be able to go over to my grandparents' house and hang out with my uncle and just sit in his bedside and be able to watch these NASCAR races. And he was a Jeff Gordon fan, so me being as impressionable as I am now, I became a Jeff Gordon fan, and my dad was a Dale Senior fan, so it was always cool to have that kind of rivalry between the 3 and the 24. He's like, yeah, you guys got nothing this week, but it was pretty cool, and it's awesome. There's so many family ties with NASCAR and auto racing as a whole. And then you boil it down to the actual, the local racing. There's so many different stories and so many different storylines that you could possibly have. But yeah, my Uncle Matt, he was, God rest his soul, muscular dystrophy. Unfortunately took him years and years ago. But still think about him every day. He's a big reason I'm in NASCAR. He's a big reason I'm into sim racing now. I got into sim racing because he had a copy of NASCAR Heat, and I said, hey, you know what? I bet we can customize our paint schemes, and that's how I came across the Good Old Boys Racing League way back when. Joe Sparky and Bob Six Shooter and and Lug Ox and Matt, all those guys kind of took me under their wing, and man, the rest is history. Here we are, years and years and years later, almost 2 decades later. I'm an old man. Hell, I'm 32 years old. I'm still doing it. We're doing the broadcasting here at Verdane TV, and it's pretty cool because, you know, I met a lot of people throughout the racing itself and doing the broadcast stuff and hooking up with Tim's Corner Motorsports. Mikey, you and I got introduced, and here we are. We're best of friends.
And we're going on the great pilgrimage to Phoenix Cup, the final this fall.
Oh,
and you know
100%.
how cool would it be if some of our Fathead Cup guys and fans out there joined us and really started this movement to the final race of NASCAR Cup in Phoenix, where 400 thousands of people from within the Verdane network join together and celebrate NASCAR on that final race. How cool would that be?
Oh,
no hotels, just tents. Tents, beer. Just
Lots
pay
of
for
beer.
your flight and show up. Go down to your local Camping World and grab a tent and the great pilgrimage. And we do it once a year. How cool would that be?
Oh,
that sounds
awesome.
like a movie.
That sounds like Hangover Part 6.5.
Well, man, I would love to party with Ed Boyles Jr., who's dominating this one here. The 88 Ed Boyles Jr. now has a bit of company now, but it's 3 seconds off the pace. But Wade Palmer, the fifth, has moved himself into P2. Wade Bowen picking up a couple spots here. The 11 machine that with the Michael Jordan on the hood. Speaking of stories, how cool was it when Michael Jordan explained the story about being a kid and his dad, you know, loading up the van and going to those cool tracks back in the day and you know, going down to Dega and moving the family around, like, you know, the legendary Michael Jordan, who was a NASCAR fan at such an early age. So cool to see these guys in the sport, you know, Pitbull and so many others really pumping up this new wave.
Yeah, 100%. It's really what the sport of NASCAR needs, of motorsports. You know, it needs a little bit of kind of new blood. You know, it's almost like I hate to make the combination or the correlation, but it's almost like wrestling with WWE. We need some new storylines. We need some new rivalries. That's what racing's all about, as we can see Ed Boyles Jr. Status quo up front. He's got a 4-second lead over Wade Palmer the fifth. He is checked out at this point. Caution flag. What? Caution flag going to come
43.
out here. Looks like 43, possibly Matt Mackin.
Oh.
The Chase Elliott Napa number 9. He's one of the 16 drivers in the chase. Locked in already. He is caught up in the grass there. So we're going to back up the Kong Beer Bong instant replay and find out exactly what went down there. And it looked like he might have had a little bit of contact with the number 3, but we're going to take a look. We're going to give it to you live as we do here. And there you can see the 9 on the outside, the number 3 on the inside. That's Kenny Capola on the inside. Both of these drivers locked into the round of 16. Woo! Oh, that's tight. Oh, you can see him. Oh, my goodness. Hits a little bit of a bump there. It doesn't hit that inside wall, so that's good news for this 9 car. Matt Mackin doesn't hit anything there. He's going to wear the tires down, so you'll probably see him and everybody else at this point come down pit road, get 4 fresh tires on their race cars. But the good news there for Matt Mackin, no contact with anything else, and pretty cool to be able to see these guys capitalize on that. But man, oh man,
2 playoff cars,
a couple of playoff cars coming in contact with each other. But that's gonna bring everybody brought back up, and a couple of teammates of that 9 car, the 88 Ed Boyles Jr. leading the race, and Wade Palmer the 5th in that 24 car. Hendrick Motorsports 1-2 right now. There you can see Wade Bowen in the 11. The 11 car sponsored by Jordan. He is running 3rd. The number 12, the Penske Machine, he's running 4th. And Chris Spear doing a great job holding on to that 5th position. But I imagine here, Mikey, everybody's going to be coming down pit road, and here they come. It's going to be a busy pit road.
It's going to be interesting what they take fuel. What are they going to do? Right side, left side, so all 4 Goodyears. We will see a dominant race. All 4 here. You never know. You might throw the 2 on and just dice it up here. A little bit of a race off pit road, as we do see a few of the cars here. Derek Cook, Tim Ingram, Alonzo King, Matt Mackin, Ian Eager, Colin Zimmer. Well, now they're actually coming down now, but they were going to stay out. But Jimmy Absher is going to vie to stay, or he's going to stay out as he is down 11 laps. So he's going to try to grab a few of those laps that he lost, now down 10 laps. So the 18 machine that we seen earlier on in that caution, lots of damage there earlier, but obviously I had quite a bit of repair as we see the race off pit road right now. Some of them pretty tight there, Paul.
Yeah, great racing off of pit road here, and man, oh man, these guys, the pit crew's really getting it done for these drivers here in the Fatheads Cup Series, and you can see the race off pit road. It looks like Ed Boyles Jr. is still going to hold on to the lead. We'll take a quick peek, and there you see his teammate Wade Palmer, the fifth, going to hold on to that second position. Caleb Levener in that number 12 Penske machine. There he is, way back there. He's going to grab third. Chris Spear in the 7. He's going to hold on to the 4th position. Trevor Absher, we saw him earlier. He's rocking that Martin Truex machine, that paint scheme there in the 19. He's in the chase. He's in the top 16 drivers. He's going to round out the top 5.
Did you know that Martin Truex won a race on my birthday week 2 years in a row?
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know what's on the go. No. 3 years ago he won because I was on Racetime Radio on Sirius XM, and the same night, Cole, his crew chief, is a Canadian from up there in London, Ontario, who's now retired. Actually, he retired from NASCAR with Truex when they joined Joe Gibbs and headed up in the mountains and bought a ski resort. So there's a story for you. Did you know that?
How about that? Want to tune quickly back over to the Facebook chat. Jesse Fox, he became a NASCAR fan when Jeff Gordon hit the scene, and everybody wanted to know who this kid was that was beating Dale, and he went out and bought himself a wheel in the Pappas racing game, and he's been hooked ever since. He'll be 52 years old on 420, so, well, Mikey, you and I can celebrate that. That'll be pretty cool.
420?
420, that's a couple of days away here. Lights are off of the pace car, 2x2.
A great birth date.
A great birthday. And Becky Bryant Purrier tuning in from Texas, and she's giving us a little bit more information. You can get all the information there on Purrier's sponsor there, but they definitely need some help. These are some of the dogs that are left out in the Trinity situation. They definitely need sponsor or fosters for reputable rescues, easy enough for me to say, to step up in a bad way. Snore Northeast will be rescuing everybody, every dog that comes in that absolutely needs a foster. But the couple that took these dogs in asked for them. They repeatedly dumped on their property, and they were looking for every help, everybody help that they can absolutely get. The couple immediately took the dogs in, and they took care of the vaccinations and all that good stuff. But man, oh man, there's lots of help that's needed down there in Texas for these animals and these dogs. And like I said, on Medellin TV, after we get wrapped up with the Fatheads Cup Series, we're going to post all that information once again. We posted it last Wednesday night after the race, but we'll be able to get those animals some help, I'm sure. But green flag is in the air. Hendrick Motorsports front row, 88 down low, 24 up high. 24 is going to fall in the tire tracks of Ed Boyles Jr. There you can see the top 4 or 5 cars kind of following in line there up at the high side.
Yeah, about P7 back. They're kind of battling too wide there as they try to sort each other out here and get back to single file racing. 2 teammates out front, but now look at that, the 95. Ken Ellert on the move now, trying to get up to the side of the 7. Looking for a bit of a run as he tucked in a little bit there, so we'll see what he has for us. That is one of the playoff cars in contention. Chris Spear not in that playoff window here tonight.
There you can see, just kind of taking a peek at the inside to see if we can get a little bit of a run. Ken Ellert in the 95. Shooting on down low. He's going to have a little bit of a run here. The 7 shoots on the outside. Whoa, almost tags that outside wall, but doesn't quite get there. And you can see the 95 is going to kind of tuck back into his tire tracks right now, but kind of fanned out mid-pack there. You can see almost 2-3 wide, 4 position back here, and these guys doing a great job holding their lines. Everybody giving a lot of give and take here on lap number 25. 60 laps here on the docket here at Pocono International Raceway, and man, we got a road course coming up next week. It was pretty cool to see. It's crazy here. This first round of 16. Last week we had Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. We've seen a lot of that here on Verdane TV with the Tim's Corner Motorsports Weekly Racing Series, and it was great to see Preston Perrier come home with the victory last week at Nashville Fairgrounds. Here we're at Pocono. Next week we're at Road America. So these drivers really not able to kind of transfer anything that they've learned here tonight at Pocono over to the road course at Road America next week.
Big battle right now for P2 as Wade Palmer really fighting off the 12 of Caleb Levener there earlier on. They were side by side as Levener will now tuck back into P3, so we kind of missed a little bit of that action. But that is going to be interesting to see if Levener can get back up there again. They were door to door trying to go for that position, but still plenty to go. You don't want to use up too much of the car here. It'll be interesting who has set the car for the long run or the short run, because I've noticed we've gotten some really long stretches here, and some of the guys that thought there would be peppered in a few extra cautions were not there at the end.
Yeah, and these guys in the Fathead Cup Series, they absolutely put on a fantastic show each and every Wednesday night here on Verdane TV. Got to shoot on over to fatheads.com. That's Fatheads with a Z. Use that promo code Showtime. They named it after me. That's my nickname, Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. 40% off. And I got to tell you, I picked up Mikey. I picked up one of these sets of glasses. I even showed them off on the Facebook page over on Verdane TV. Fantastic.
I just like the background on these guys, you know, like I'm just reading here. Some people are blessed with faces that make them look like James Dean when they slip on a pair of sunglasses. And then there are people with fat heads, like Rico Elmore, a 300-pound, 6'3" from Newcastle, Indiana, who got sick of glasses that never fit. He knew he couldn't be the only one who struggled with this. And he started Fatheads in 2007 to create big glasses for the rest of us. Hey! And here 100%. He is, supporting the sport, folks. Get out there.
Yeah,
Fatheads.
Big-time sponsor with these guys, the Fathead Cup Series. Big-time sponsor in NASCAR. You see them on some Cup cars, some Xfinity cars, some Truck Series cars, trucks as well. But man, oh man, and you're right. You know, I myself am absolutely 6'3". I'm not. I'm like 5'10" and a half, but I got a great big Swedish head, and it was awesome. I was able to use 40% off on the 48 in the wall, just a little bit. Tim Wortman Jr. in that double aught. He's going to get around. He's going to take that 7th position from Michael Miller. Michael Miller, big mistake there, getting up there, and they can see Trevor Apsher in that 19 Martin Truex Jr. paint scheme. He's going to try and get on the back bumper of the 48, but it was really cool to be able to see, to be able to order these Fatheads Cup Series, and I didn't know what to expect. I figured, you know what, I'm going to support the guys that support me. I'm going to use this promo code Showtime. I'm going to get 14% off, or 40% off, rather, on these Fatheads eyewears glasses. I put these things on. Best fitting pair of sunglasses I've ever had. And I got a great big Swedish head as we work halfway mark as we cross the line. Ed Boyles Jr. going to cross the line and lead lap number 30 here of 60 at Pocono for the Quaker State 150. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. bringing the action here from the production truck. Mike James from The Rock joining me here. We just called the Tim's Corner Motorsports race, the All-Star Open, pretty much getting the second to last driver 3 wide here for 8th place. That 3 car of Kenny Capola trying to make it 3 wide. He's going to take 2 spots here. He's going to move himself up into the 9th position.
A little crossover there. That could have been wild as a 3. Kind of shot out to the front of the 48, but Trevor Absher comes away with a little bit of activity there. Gets around the 48. He's going to chase down that 3 machine of Kenny Capola. So that was a bit wild watching those 3 guys go at it as they now go single file into the corner here.
Checking in with the leader, Ed Boyles Jr. There you see him. He's got a 1.2 second lead over his teammate, Hendrick Motorsports teammate, Wade Palmer V, having a great run in the 2nd position. There you can see the 95 side by side for 3rd. Ken Ellert, Caleb Levener going after. Caleb Levener actually going to take that third position going around the hard side, going around the hard way on the outside. Great racing, as you can see, pretty much single file throughout the rest of the field.
Yeah, Caleb had control of that position, but the hard charger right now is the 95 of Ken Ellert, who is just really boiling up the back of that bumper of the 12. Caleb at Levener's got to be careful here, as he does not want to come around here, because close proximity with each other, as we see Ken Ellert drop to the bottom here. They'll go door to door. And the outside looking pretty fast, pretty speedy out there. The 12 still sticking with him. We'll see now as he comes into the corner, as they drop down and they continue to go door to door. A little drag racing going on right now between the 95 and the 12.
Bumper to bumper, door to door, bumper to bumper again. But the 95 of Ken Ellert's going to jump back in to the tire tracks to number 12 of Caleb Levener. And there you can see pretty much status quo throughout the field. You can see almost in a conveyor belt type of racing at this point. Pocono, one of those, the tricky triangle here in upstate New York, really difficult to race in both real life and the iRacing simulation. And you can see these drivers pretty much kind of racing the racetrack first before they race their fellow competitors. And if you wanted to jump in and be a part of the action, check out iRacing.com, as Ken Ellert gets a little bit on the wobbly side. He tries to dip on down low and looking for a little bit of a different line there to try and get around the 12 of Caleb Levener. But if you wanted to jump in and try and check yourself out here in the simulation, iRacing.com. Always lots of deals for new members. Check it out. Check it out on Facebook as well. And check out the every other Tuesday night, the Coca-Cola e-racing e-NASCAR series. That's our friend, yours and my friend, Tim Terry, was able to call the action last night. And a great race that they had with the e-NASCAR series. And pretty cool that that iRacing lets us do this deal here here on Verdane TV. So be sure to check those guys out at iRacing.com.
Wayne Bowen now entering that picture. He came up pretty strong. Just you were talking about the track and kind of racing against the track and not the competitor. Pocono is a bit of a tangly situation as we look at the 95 trying to make that move again to the bottom. But what we've seen so far is that 12 machine. It is the furthest way around the track, the outside line, but seems to be finding a bit of speed up there. Now we're looking at Bowen actually probably go, or Ellert looking to the top side here. So this is going to continue to heat up here. And it looks like Wayne Bowen in 11 has kind of just got the front seat to it all and just waiting for it to happen in front of him.
That 11 car, Wayne Bowen, really doing his homework at this point. He's trying to figure out where he's quicker, where he's slower. And he's one of those drivers that's trying to get that spoiler award. The FATHEADZ Cup Series, they got some money on the line for the very first driver that's not in the top 16, that's not in the championship hunt. If they win a race, they win some money. And it's pretty cool to see. And the 95 car there, you can see Ellert going a little bit on the high side, but the 11 of Wayne Bowen, he's not in this championship hunt. He's just looking for a good finish, looking at trying to get another podium, looking at trying to get himself into that lead position. But right now, that lead position held on by the Hendrick Motorsports number 88. That's going to be the Fatheads sponsored ride of Eds Boyles Jr. There you can see him right now. And behind him by about 2 seconds, his teammate Wade Palmer V in the Exalta number 24. So those guys having a great run. Both of those drivers locked their drivers in the top 16. Caleb Levener in the 12. He is also in those 16 drivers that are in the playoff. He is in there, but there you can see the 11 of Wayne Bowen. He gets around the 95 of Ken Ellert. That's a driver that's in the top 16. The 11 trying to kind of set his sights on that podium finish. He wants to get up here. He wants to talk to you and I, Mikey, after the race here for the post-race show here on Verdane TV.
Well, he's going to have to really hammer down, but these guys have put on a great show here at Pocono as we were gone past the halfway cross flags there 6 laps ago. 36 laps completed. We did it earlier, but I always love the camera work that you throw down, Paul. So how about a little crank it up here on the FATHEADZ Cup Series and let the viewers hear it up. Crank it all the way up and let us hear those cars as they fight here at Pocono.
I like it. Let's do some of that crank it up action. Always fun to see the different sights and the sounds that the iRacing simulation has to offer. And you can see the number 3, Kenny Coppola, currently running solidly in the top 10 in that 8th position. Michael Miller, the Hendrick Motorsports, number 48 behind him. Preston Perrier, we talked about him rounding out the top 10. He's trying to kind of work his way up to that 9th position, but currently doesn't have too much going on behind him. He's got about a second gap between he and the number 11th position, Trevor Absher, on the 19th. Still ever leading here, Ed Boyles Jr., putting on a clinic here at Pocono. Definitely put in his practice laps. He's got about 2 seconds on his teammate here, Wade Palmer the 5th, running in that 2nd position here, Mike.
Yeah, I think we were watching that battle there brewing between the 7 and the 5, but a little bit of a flip up there as the 95 was dominant there for a while, giving a run there to the 12 earlier on, but has now fallen off a little bit, maybe used up a little bit of the tires, trying to use up that inside here at Pocono. As we were watching the 12 dominate the outside, now we're taking a peek now at the 12. The 11, Wayne Bowen now making some presence on the inside, trying to give a run now to Caleb Levener. He's going to tuck in behind and try to get into the draft here and gain some momentum. Little shake and bake time for the 11.
11 car feels like it's a little bit quicker than that 12. He's going to tuck, like you said, back into the tire tracks of the number 12. Go back to school, as it were. He's going to do a little bit of studying, see if he can find out where that 12 car is a little bit slower, where he's a little bit quicker, and see if he can kind of capitalize. But, oh, by the way, here comes Chris Spear in the number 7 car. He's going to make this a three-way dance for that 3rd position, side by side in the 11 and the 12. That 7 car right in the picture as well as they head on down the front stretch.
Well, Wayne Bowen's kind of like the magic man right now. Now you see me, now you don't, but now you see me as I try to make a run to the inside. He's going to tuck in behind once again, but the 12 car of Caleb Levener doing a wonderful job. He's got the line figured out. He knows that the guys are having troubles with that inside on the inside pass. He is staying faithful, old faithful to the outside. A lot of speed up to the top here for the 12.
Going to fall back in the line in the tire tracks of that number 12 of Caleb Levener. And want to give a shout out here to lap number 40 of 60 on the docket here tonight for the FATHEADZ Cup Series. Here for the Quaker State 150 at Pocono is the 11 car of Wayne Bowen. Takes a peek on the inside of the number 12 of Caleb Levener. Going to see if he can get down in there for turn number 1. Give it to the 12 car as they cross the stripe. But Mikey, I think the 11 car might have the momentum as he heads on down in turn number 1.
We've seen this over and over. We've seen it with the 95, but that 12 is getting a lot of speed. The 11 really needs to clear up to the top, and he will get it done, but will the 12 fight back? And I don't think you can count out Caleb Levener as we see tons of action up pit road. The leaders are coming down. Ed Boyles Jr., the 88, is going to give up the lead here. Wade Palmer, the 5th. Ken Ellert, Kenny Coppola, Trevor Absher, Michael Miller, Matt Macker, Dave Doothwaite are now on pit road. So little bit of a shakeup. I got a feeling Wayne Bone and the boys are going to have to report to pit road before we get to the end of this.
Oh, for sure. Pocono is one of those tracks where it's absolutely going to force the hand. And there you can see the leaders are going to come down pit road, and man, oh man, that's going to be tough. A lot of the times here at Pocono and these big long tracks, as soon as you get down on pit road, it's going to really give you the advantage because it's going to give you the quicker lap times as you've got the fresher tires. It looks like Preston Perrier in the number 13. He's going to stay out and lead himself a lap here at Pocono and the Quaker State 150, and that's going to give. He has been on pit road. He's been on pit road about 20 laps ago, it looks like. So we'll see what this does as he shakes out. We're going to be able to see where he comes out once these green flag pit stops kind of cycle through. There you can see the 47. Haven't talked about him all night. The 47, Alonzo King.
He's going to get his lap back.
He's going to get his lap back the hard way as he drives around a leader. And great car, it looks like, for the 47 of Alonzo King. Just came down pit road a few laps ago. A little bit fresher tires than the leader, Preston Perrier, but it looks like Preston going to stay out for at least another lap or two here.
Yeah, looking at that, Alonzo King will be back on the lead lap, like you said, the hard way. But still plenty of cars in front of him on the lead lap as our leader, Preston Perrier, is your current leader. 21 laps on those Goodyears. So can he get it done here? Probably not with the fresher tires out there. The gap right now is 27 seconds. So we'll keep a monitor on that, on what we're seeing between the difference between the 21 lap tires and the brand new Goodyears that were just put on by our P2 leader, Ed Boyles Jr.
Yeah, you can see kind of the 22 up. The 13 is going to come down pit road now. So he knows that these drivers that came down pit road a few laps ago, they're absolutely going to have the advantage as they've got the fresher tires as they come down. So going to take a peek at the 88 of Ed Boyles Jr., who was the leader before those green flag pit stops came down just a few laps ago. Should cycle back around as he comes back on the front stretch. Probably going to pass Preston Perrier on pit road here and give himself the lead. There you see it. Crosses the stripe. The 88 is going to lead that lap.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have stayed out an extra one, but Preston Perrier had to make a choice, and the choice was to go at that time. But he's going to fall back here now as he gets serviced with some 4 fresh Goodyears on pit road. So possibly a strategy with 16 to go here. Still plenty of race left in this one, so we'll see what he has for us. But right now, Hendricks Motorsports dominating this one. Wade Palmer to 5th. Teammate 4.2 seconds, the gap on that, is that a full minute? I think, am I correct?
I'm not really sure what timing and scoring is doing right there, but there
that doesn't make sense.
Crossed the stripe and it corrected itself. A 4-second flat lead.
Yeah.
There for Ed Boyles Jr.
It's like, what?
Wait a minute.
I was like, that would put him down a lap.
Yeah, 4-second. Great pit stop for the 88 of Ed Boyles Jr. Looks like coming down the pike, 14.3 for the pit stop, and a great run for the 88 team. He's got a 4-second lead in his teammate, Wed Palmer, the 5th, who's running in the 2nd position. And it's another second and a half between the 2nd and 3rd place drivers. Wade Palmer the 5th and Tim Wortman Jr. in the double lot machine. Ken Uller running in the 4th position. Caleb Levener in the number 12 Penske machine, rounding out the top 5. So it's pretty cool to see that these drivers holding on to the top 5. Michael Miller there, you see another Hendrick Motorsports entry, the 48 Ally machine. Caution on the speedway. This is going to throw a monkey wrench here.
Preston Perrier is going to be...
yeah, he's down on pit road. What was the deal here? Let's take a look at a Kong Beer Bong instant replay.
He's going to have brand spanking Goodyears on this restart.
He's also 12 laps down, so I don't know.
No, Preston.
Preston. Oh, yep. see if we can find out what the Kong Beer Pong instant replay
Oh,
is.
Jimmy Abster's on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like the caution may have come out for the 18 of Jimmy Absher, and it looks like he was under power for sure, and it looks like he was able to kind of come down pit road, but it looks like the race officials may have called the caution just to kind of make sure the 18 was able to get down pit road, as I'm not seeing any other incidences on the track. So really going to close things up here as we take a peek at the leader.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, it's it's something anyway. It's there you can see the 88 of Ed Boyles Jr. He's leading his teammate, the 24 of Wade Palmer, the 5th, Tim Wardman Jr. in the double I. He's going to be running third. Ken Ellert in the 95, and Caleb Levener in the Penske number 12. He's going to be rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, this is going to stack him up with a 13 lap, 12 lap shootout here. So still plenty of time, as Pocono's a bit of a monster here to get around. So lap times around 58 seconds. Best lap time on the board right now. Just kind of scrolling through here. Fastest car of the evening, Ed Boyles Jr. with a 52.73. And second fastest, look at that, his partner in crime, Wade Palmer, the 5th with a 52.9. Rest of the field all up in the 53s, 54s. So pretty dominant performance from the Hendricks team, Ed Boyles Jr. and Wade Palmer, the 5th on front row.
And they said, holy crap, there's tires. Let's come down and get some tires. There you can see the 88
What?
to 24. They come down pit road here with
6
23
laps?
laps to go. They're going to get some tires. Ken Eller going to stay out. The Caleb Levener machine at the number 12, he's going to stay out. Trevor Absher, Wayne Bowen, Kenny Capola, I believe he's going to stay out as well. Man, oh man, really
What?
throws a
Preston-
wrench into the situation here. Got to give a shout out to Jesse Fox over there in the Facebook, asking me if Verdane TV is kind of new. Well, we've been around for about a year. We started in March of last year with the pandemic. Myself, Paul Strickland Jr., and Wesley Hogue, we kind of paired up and said, you know what? Everybody's home, so let's try and hashtag entertain the masses here with Verdane TV and do some iRacing broadcasts. And man, it's exploded into the phenomenon that we are today. But man, oh man, with these caution flags coming out here, Ken Eller, he's got 7 laps on his tires. He's going to be the leader. Caleb Levener in the number 12, he's going to be second. Trevor Absher, your guy, the number 19, the Martin Truex paint scheme, the Bass Pro Shops, number 19 Toyota, he's going to be running third. Wayne Bowen, we've seen he's been pretty fast in the number 11 car. He's going to be fourth, and Kenny Capola going to be rounding out the top 5.
The big question here is Preston Peoria, we're just down pit road now, so he does have a few laps on him here, just pacing around here. 4 lap stint on those tires. But Ed Boyles and the rest of the crew, I mean, they've had to be here at Pocono before, because with 12 to go, they have opted to go down pit road. So everybody 7th and back, all the way back to the 18th position, reported to pit road here. So our top 6 staying out. The longest we've got there is 7 laps on those tires, and that's for Kenny Ellert and the 95, as well as Trevor Absher and Kenny Capola. So they're going to get things going here, and pretty interesting move from our leaders, man. Pretty crazy.
Well, we're lining them up 2 by 2. The lights are off on the pace car, and we're going to take a quick peek.
Preston's in the booth with us.
Yeah, I'm going to take out see if we can talk to Preston Peoria on the number 13. Man, talk to us about your strategy here for the last couple of laps here.
Well, I got some pretty fresh tires. It's been incredibly loose first couple laps, so I'm hoping they come in right at the restart. My goal is a top 5, but hopefully.
Well, you got the full crew behind you with all fresh tires. Good luck on this restart. This is going to be a wild one.
Thanks. I see that pack behind me.
Hang tight.
a couple of quick words with Preston Period, number 13, and like we made mention, we're going to be able to get all that information for the animal sanctuaries over there on the Verdane Facebook page here after the race. We'll get all the information you absolutely positively need. And quick shout out to Jesse Fox, who's tuning in over on the Facebook page. Don't know if he's been under a rock, but with ATV, man, we're here. We're live. We're doing some iRacing broadcasts, and we're having ourselves a lot of fun. We're trying to entertain the masses here throughout the COVID-19 pandemic and beyond. And we've got a lot of big things happening here at Verdane TV, but the lights are off on the pace car. 95, Ken Eller, he's going to lead us to the green flag here. Caleb Leonard, the number 12, he's going to be on the outside. There's your boy there, Mikey. Trevor Absher, the 19, green flag in the air. Here we go, 10 laps to go in the Quaker State 150 here at Pocono.
Absher did a really good job timing that one with our leader, Eller, as we do now see a bit of a run. 12 now is to the bottom, and he's going to smoke the 19 and take over that P2. But looking further back, look at that. Wade Bowen and as well as the rest of the field are starting to come up. This is going to be interesting there as we see Ed Boyles Jr. come now to 48. We got some Hendrick cars on the move. Three of them coming together as a team.
There you can see about 3, 4, 5, 6 car lengths in the front. The top 5 kind of singled out, stretched, holding on to that lead. But there you can see the caution flag is going to fly once again with less than 12 laps to go. And I believe it might have been the 22 car. So we're going to pull up the Kong Beer Bong instant replay and see if we can back that up one more time and find out exactly what it was that put us under caution once again.
Man, if they go down pit road right now, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Lots of racing, not seeing. I'm actually not seeing anything.
Conspiracy.
Not seeing.
I think you passed it.
I might have.
I think they hit the button. You did pass it. I seen him kind of kick out to the left, but maybe it was a premature.
It might have been a little bit premature.
Looked like he was.
Aha! Oh, there it is.
There you go. Is that Chris Spear?
Might have been. Chris Spear running up in the top 5 here. We'll take a look at the Kong Beer Bong instant replay, and we'll give it to you live here. And there you can see the 7th car of the Chris Spear on the outside. We can kind of focus in on him. He's kind of stuck in that wall glue out there. See if we can see what brings out the caution.
Oh, it was the 23.
Oh, yo, Zeus Marimba. The 23, the 5, and the 7 making contact with the outside wall. Looks like the bolt of that's going to go to the Hendrick Motorsports number 5 of Wade Palmer the 4th. Tough break for him, man. The Hendrick Motorsports stable really doing a great job throughout the race tonight. But man, that 5 car, he's looking like he's getting ready for running on Sunday at Stafford Motor Speedway coming up here in a couple of weeks. He's looking like a modified.
He gets the new T-shirt. Wadded up.
Wadded up. Hashtag wadded up here on Verdane TV. So
write that down.
That's a tough break for the number 5 car of Wade Palmer the 4th, man. Big contact. And man, it's still, we're looking at the leader right now. Ken Eller, the 95, he's holding on to it, man. He's in the championship hunt. He's got that green banner over his windshield, and he's got that bright green spoiler. So he is absolutely a contender in this championship. If he can hold on to the lead for this final, we're going to restart with what, 6 laps to go here, Mikey?
I think we're going to be down to 7 with 52 completed. Lights are still on, so they're still single file. Have not doubled them up yet, so we'll see what they got here for us. They're really almost like cautions breed cautions here. We did not see the leaders this time go down pit road, so I think they're quite satisfied, but Wade Palmer, the fifth now, and Ed Boyles in P6 and P7. So Wade Palmer, the 24, will start in row 3 to the outside. Ed Boyles in row 4. So that's going to be a little bit interesting as we see and as well as Michael Miller, their teammate, the 48, will be to the outside. So they will be a little Hendrick triangle now in row 3 and 4. But they are the furthest up from the last pit stop. So 4 laps on those fresh Goodyears. They did not put a heat cycle in those tires just yet, so it'll be wild to see what they have for us on this restart. I was thinking that it was going to be a little bit more crazier on the last restart, but it was a great job from the 19 on the timing of that last restart behind the 95. So doubling them up now. Lights are still on, so that's going to take us probably 7 to go here.
100%. Let's talk to our leader right now. We're going to talk to Ken Eller in the number 95 as the lights are off or to line them up 2 by 2. Ken, what do you got?
We just got to keep going smooth and easy here. I don't know. We'll see if the tires hold out.
100%. We're lining them up 2 by 2. Man, you've got a strong car all night long, and throughout the pit stops, green flag and under caution, you're holding on to them. You think you got anything for the 12 and the 19 coming up behind you?
Yeah, I think I got a chance. I think we've got a great setup tonight. Cars are running really well. Just got to make sure we last.
Block them all.
100%. So we got going to be restarting with 6 to go. We'll kick you back down there in your team channel. Hopefully we'll talk to you with after the race here.
All right, thank you very much.
Ken Haller holding on to that lead right now. Lights are off. 95 cars holding on to it.
It'll be interesting on the timing here if Caleb Levner can really time this out. On the last one, the 19, Trevor Absher was near perfect on that restart. So we'll see in just a moment as they come around on this 53rd lap. That's going to take us within 6 as they when they get set to go across that start-finish line here. Here we go. And it'll be Ken Ellert with the hammer here to get things going here as he fires. Look at that. Trevor Absher gets to the... Oh, sorry. My fault, Paul. I need to go back to bed.
Waiting for the pace car. There he goes. Pace car's going to dip on down the pace car. There we go. Green flag in the air. There goes Ken Ellert in the number 95 car. He's going to get the whole shot over the number 19 of Trevor Absher, that Martin Truex Jr. Bass Pro Shops paint scheme. He's going to hold on to that second position, but he's going to be get challenged by Caleb Levner in the number 12 car. But man, oh man, that 12 car up on the high side. Kelly Capola in the number 3 running in the 4th position. But the story of the night, Ken Eller doing a great job. He's already got 4/10 of a lead on that second position of Trevor Absher.
Well, that 12 showing a lot of speed here tonight, and it looks like he's going to show some muscle here as he tries to get around the 19. Trevor Absher, the Joe Gibbs machine, a little Penske Gibbs battle, but look at that, the 3. Kenny Capola coming in hot and the trot here, trying to get to the top here. So that's going to allow Trevor Absher to gain some breathing room here as we go almost 4 wide back here. As look at this, Ed Boyles Jr. is trying to enter the picture. He's got a fist full of cars in front of him.
Holy moly, saw some crazy action there. The 48 getting shoved down pit road. Unfortunate event there from Michael Miller as he's going to have to come down pit road at pit road speed, but we remain under green with 5 laps to go. Barney the flag stand showing us that high five, letting us know there's 5 laps to go here. Great racing at Pocono Speedway for the Quaker State 150.
Whoa!
Ken Eller out front, side by side almost for second position. Trevor Absher in the 19 car holding on to it right now. Caleb Levner in that number 12 Penske machine holding on to the 3rd spot. Sideways is the Kenny Capola machine. The number 3, he wants a piece of the action. He wants to talk to us here at Van TV in the podium, the post-race show, the top 3, getting it done in that number 3 car.
Well, Levner has been in the highlight read throughout this whole Pocono series. for the Fatheads Cup. 5 to go here. They're going to count it down to 4 in just a moment as Ken Eller will continue to dominate the gap right now. 1.2 seconds on Trevor Absher, as now he has a full rear view mirror of the 12 of Caleb Lebner. That is going to intensify as we count down the laps as we get a crossover, and that's Caleb Lebner trying to get to the bottom here. We've seen him dominate the top here. Now he's trying to work that bottom as he got to see the 95 quite a bit there early on, trying to gain some speed down there. So we've seen pretty much throughout this whole 60 laps, the Lebner has liked the outside, but what we're seeing right now is Absher's been holding the top and Lebner's been forced to try the bottom.
Forced to try the bottom and making it work. The number 12 car of Caleb Lebner really making that bottom side work. Gets around the number 19 of Trevor Absher, and there you can see the distance. He's got a little bit of a gap back there to 4th place, Wade Bowen. As you can see, he's right now side by side, the 11 car holding on to the bottom, but the 3 car of Kenny Capola trying to make something happen on the outside line for that 5th position. Great racing here at Pocono, Mike.
Oh, it's completely awesome here. And now Kenny Capola got a bit of action there with Tim Wortman Jr. Now the 0-0 is up, man on a mission right now, as he's trying to clear, but the 3 is going to continue to stay in that position. Wortman's going to have to come to the bottom. Oh.
The better the Wortman machine finishes, the more whiskey we get, is from what I understand. And there you can see the 00 machine working that 6th place position, trying to set his sights on that number 3 car of Kenny Capola, the RCR machine, but not quite able to get there. There you can see he's going to take a peek down on the inside. The closest battle we've got on track, door to door. They're going to come out of the corner. It looks like they are at about an even. They're going to straighten it back out with the 24 car, Wade Palmer the 5th. He wants some whiskey. He's going to come in. He's going to try and take that 5th position.
Everybody wants whiskey.
Everybody wants whiskey.
Ed Boyles kind of spanked the wall back there and lost a lot of momentum. Unfortunate for the 88 and the Hendricks car, who dominated throughout this race. Now finding himself in the P8 position and falling off. But his partner in crime, that is Wade Palmer the 5th, applying lots of pressure right now to the 0-0 of Tim Wortman Jr., allowing the 3 of Kenny Capola to try to get some breathing room here, as Wortman was just all over the back of that 3 for a couple of laps here. 2 to go here, Paul. This is going to get wild as we look at the leaders. He has built a full 2 seconds on Caleb Lebner, as Lebner now has gotten away from the 19 by a full second. So our top 3 all within 1 second of each other.
The 95 of Ken Eller really picking him up and putting him down. He's going to cross the stripe here. White flag, white rag in the air. He's got a 2-second lead over the number 12 of Caleb Lebner. Caleb Lebner, there you can see him. He's got himself about a second over that 3rd position of Trevor Absher, and the number 19, Wade Bowen, running in 11th. In the 11 car, he is running 4th and 00. Tim Wortman Jr. having a great run. He is the regular season champion there in the double A. Tim Wortman Jr. had a great run, podium finish last week at Nashville, and here he is running in the top 5. But Ken Eller, as they make their way across the backstretch, that 95 car picking them up, putting them down. 2-second lead over the 12 of Caleb Lebner.
Well, Kenny Ellert is going to be all his as he comes around for his final couple of passes here, as he gives a full salute to the crowd. He is taking this one home as he crosses the start-finish line. He is your winner here at Pocono, and he is a playoff car. So he's going to go to the next round and picking up some precious points. Big shout-out to the 95 team. Getting it done here. Your top 3. Look at that. The 12 of Caleb Lebner holding on to that P2. And Trevor Absher, the 19, Joe Gibbs' car, is going to final out the top 3 podium.
Great race here at Pocono. Picking them up, putting them down. Kellen Eller and the 95 coming home with the victory. He is in that top 16. He has made his way into the round of 12. he can go into next week at the road course, Road America, with pretty much a testing session as he comes down. John Tuddy over there in the Facebook chat, congrats on your win, Ken. And he knows there's a little bit of a congratulatory bump there from the 19 of Absher, and the 95 Ken Eller gonna burn him down. We are absolutely gonna talk to Ken and the top 3 finishers here in the Fatheads Cup Series here at Pocono. Look at that burnout from the 95.
Such a great league, Paul. Seeing guys like Ken Eller from Illinois, guys from Carolina, the Caleb Levners and the Trevor Absher, the Mid-South, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, the Great Plains, all over the place. So this league is pretty wild to watch develop.
There you can see the 95 burning him down, the 19 doing his best to burn him down for the 3rd position as well. So it's great to see these guys kind of celebrate together, which is pretty cool. It looks like the 95 may have actually blown a motor there, and we'll see if we can talk to that number 95 of Ken Eller in the position there, and we'll see if we can move Ken Eller down here to the broadcast booth. Ken Eller burning the motor up, just kind of sitting there on front stretch. Man, great race here at Pocono. You picked him up, you put him down, you came down to the great race, and you came home with a victory. Man, talk to us about your race.
It's kind of a little unbelievable after this long season to finally win something, I got to thank Joe Gibbs Racing. These guys are great. We're great. They're helpful with the setups and everything else. Just had a good night, stayed clean. I love this track. I've raced it a lot in IndyCar. So, gotta love it. Go Toyota.
100%. We can see on your screen right now. Just kind of sit on the front stretch with a blown motor. You know what? Let the crew come out and push the car. Forget it. But a great run. You led 14 laps here tonight. Talk to us a little bit about the strategy. Did you kind of plan for a short run, a long run? What did you come into tonight as far as the playbook?
We had a good setup that lasted. I mean, it started out a little loose, but came in pretty good. If you didn't overdrive the corners, you could get a tank full out of it without worrying too much. So I was hoping on a long run, but from what I heard on the practice race last night, that wasn't going to happen. But I wasn't there, so it just worked out.
So making it happen 100% under the 95 crew. We got some logos on the front. We got some logos on the quarter panels. Who makes it happen digitally here for the 95 team? Who gets to and from the track?
Well, I mean, we got to thank FATHEADZ, and we got to thank you for broadcasting. I got to thank my lovely Olivia, who helps me with the racing here. I mean, I'm speechless. I'm sorry.
Man, it's a great race, and you've locked yourself into the top 12. So you're heading into the unknown of Road America with a definite good scenario. You don't necessarily have to have a good race. You're already locked into the round of 12, and that'll be the next question. Going into Road America, what have you got?
I'm shooting for back-to-back wins. I grew up going to Road America. I grew up 20 miles from there.
Hey, so there you go.
I know the track inside and out. I know all the paths in the woods. So, yeah, that should be good.
100%. Great run here so far. And, man, it's been a great race here for the Fatheads Cup Series. Congratulations on the win. Who have you got on the car? Who have you got watching here tonight? The microphone is all yours.
I'm going to sound ignorant, but I'm not sure who's on the car. And I've posted, I've shared. Hopefully I've got some family watching, but I'm not 100% sure.
Give us your best yeehaw.
Yeehaw!
There you go.
Just let it out, Kenny. Just let it out. Give me one more.
Oh, you don't know how this feels, man. This is a woohoo!
Great run for the number 95, Ken Eller. Congratulations, man. Great run, solid win. You're in the top 12 here for the Fatheads Cup Series. A fantastic lead and a league. And you got yourself a win, man. Congratulations.
Thank you guys. I'm going to cherish it.
100%. And Mikey, it looks like you may have caught up with our second place driver, the number 12, the Penske driver of Caleb Levener.
Hey, Caleb, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you guys.
Bro, man, you were so good at the top there. You had a bit of a battle there with the 19 of Trevor Absher. You lost a bit of momentum on Kenny on the 95, battling with the 19. Take us through your night here at Pocono. A bit of a wild ride on pit road. What was your strategy coming in?
Just try to get out front and stay up there. It's a tough track to pass at. I think it's more like a one-lane track, most corners. But Ed had the car to beat tonight by far, and Wade was right there behind him. And I thought I had a car that could compete with him, but I was looking at their bumper the whole night, and I knew at the end of the race I was hoping with them three pitted that everybody else behind them would have stayed out to kind of trap them at the back of the field. And it kind of happened in a way with 7 cars staying out, and Ken got up front and he brought it home. So congrats to Ken. He well-deserved victory. And me and Trevor had a good little battle there for a little while, kind of held me up a little bit.
Yeah, you guys were battling pretty hard there, just past the halfway mark. So you had a bit of a taste of the 95 earlier. He was trying the bottom, you had the top. Did you think if you had a little bit more time, you had something for the 95?
I think at that point it really didn't matter because I think we were probably running similar lap times. I think I was gaining a tenth every lap or two, but me and Trevor battling really kind of messed up our chances of giving Ken a run for his money. So I don't think there really had anything for him at that point.
Caleb, you got anything for next week once you go to the road course? Have you put a lot of time on the road course?
Whew, I'll tell you what, man. If I get a top 15, I'll be happy. I hear that.
Yeah, buddy. Send it, right? You should
That's
just
right.
go in there, clear head, and just send it.
Hey, I'm going to drive the wheels off it like I do every week.
Man, it'd be so awesome to see you take the window coming in, not expecting anything, I always like the dark horse or the dark sheep. So, I'll be betting on you for next week for sure. So, who gets it done for you for the 12 machine? Anybody want to thank?
I'd like to thank my dad, Larry Leviner, who'll be racing with us next season in the truck. So we worked hard on setups this week and just finding lines and working together. KO Construction, my sponsor on the car, the sponsors, and for the league, you guys for putting on an amazing broadcast week in, week out. I really look forward to rewatching them after the race. So appreciate you guys for doing what you do.
Well, we appreciate the kind words, and we look forward to seeing you on the road course. Put a few extra lap times in for me because I'm going to throw $100 on you. So
I sure will.
let's see what you got for us. But congratulations from all of us at FATHEADZ TV. Caleb, you did. It was awesome, man. You're going to be in the highlight reel pretty much the whole race. There were some wild moments from that 12 machine tonight, and made it all exciting for us as fans.
Appreciate you guys, man.
All right. You're going to have the 19 machine of Trevor Absher. He is your P3, Paul.
Yeah, talking with Trevor right now in that 19 machine, coming home with a podium finish here. He's got that green stripe up on top of his windshield, and he's got that bright green spoiler on the back of the car. So definitely one of these championship contender drivers. Trevor, talk to us about your race, man.
How about them Gibbs boys tonight?
How about them?
Yeah, man, we had a good run tonight, all Gibbs boys. I hate my dad got into a little incident really early in the race, but man, us Gibbs boys really came together this week. We really buckled down. We're tired of finishing second and third. I'm glad my buddy Ken got to win, man. I was happy with that.
100%, man. Always excited to talk to you here at the podium finish. We're gonna get that 19 car in victory lane here by the end of the season. I can feel it, man. You got the adrenaline. You got the you got that feel good, man. You got to get up there and man, what do we got for Road America next week?
I don't know. I guess I'll figure out what I got when I get off work on Wednesday night.
Fair enough.
Their rotor courses are not my deal, but I'm gonna give her hell.
Absolutely, and man, great run here tonight for the number 19 team. Those Gibbs guys definitely giving them hell here at Pocono, but man, we got Tracker Boats on the car. We got the Martin Truex Paint Scheme Bass Pro Shops on the hood. Who else gets it done here for the Trevor Afshin machine here, the number 19?
Man, I really want to thank everybody in the Gibbs bunch. Ken, Wayne, my dad. My dad, he puts a lot of time into this. I don't get to put much time into it like he does, but he helps us out a lot. Him and Wayne and Ken, we all really come together really well, helping each other on setups and everything. I want to thank FATHEADZ. They do an awesome job sponsoring the league. I got to thank y'all on the live stream, man. We really enjoy watching y'all.
Absolutely great run here for the podium. Great points night here. P3 for the number 19 team. Looking forward to watching you here at Road America here next Wednesday night.
Yes, sir. How about one more time? How about them Gibbs boys?
How about them Gibbs boys? And I do want to take just a quick opportunity here to talk to Preston Perrier here in the number 13 machine. Not quite the night he was looking for in that 13 machine, but man, we had some folks over there in the Facebook chat very curious about the pet charity that we got on the hood on the number 13 machine. Preston, you got a copy? Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely, Paul. No worries. Yeah, SNAR Northeast actually is an organization that's been helping out with my neighbor's situation. Her and her husband had been fostering dogs and sheltering them, all of that, because there's nothing in our county to do it. And her and her husband had 44 dogs. Unfortunately, her husband passed away, and she fell ill recently. So this organization's come and helped us get them fed, get them watered. We're finding them fosters. We're finding them people to adopt them, everything like that. They've been incredible. Unfortunately, it is a pricey endeavor, and it's all volunteer work. So we're trying to get them some donations at snarnortheast.org. That's SNARR northeast.org. Looking for a mention of Trinity, Texas in a comment. If you do donate to them, make sure it goes to help in this specific situation, or just donate in general if you'd like.
100%. We always want to kind of support the ones that support us, and definitely seems like a very cool charity to jump on board. And man, oh man, it sounds like they could use our help over there at Snarr Northeast. So we will have, again, just like after the race last week, we'll have all the information over on the Verdane TV Facebook page here momentarily once we get wrapped up here with the FATHEADZ Cup Series. But Preston, thanks so much for supporting a charity like that. It's like I told Mikey before here in the booth, man. I like dogs more than I like most people, so we want to make sure that we get these dogs and these cats and all these animals the homes they absolutely deserve.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys pulling me up to interview, and I want to congratulate Ken on his win tonight. He was excellent. There's no one that deserves it more.
Thanks, Preston. Hey, if I can jump in for a second.
Sure.
Preston, to celebrate my win, I'm going to donate $100.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ken. You are amazing.
Pretty awesome. And that just tells you, Mikey, about the camaraderie here in the iRacing simulation here in the sim racing community. Man, these guys just supporting each other, supporting their charities, and it's so cool. It's cool for me as a broadcaster, as a producer, to be able to sit back and watch that kind of connection happen, and that's very cool. That's awesome.
Well, it's a big charity, and what Preston's doing is pretty incredible. I've always said, you don't hear enough of the good news stories. Someone needs to start a new news network that's just good stories, because this is a story that Preston Perrier would be featured on. So congratulations to him, and a big shout out to Ken for stepping up tonight and helping out with some dog food or whatever. So if you're out there, folks, get in touch with Preston Perrier, help this guy out. Pretty awesome move, and it's always awesome to hear these great stories.
Yeah, 100%. But that's going to wrap us up here for tonight. Vidane TV with a little bit of doubleheader action here on a Wednesday night. The Tim's Corner Motorsports, the Open for tomorrow night, man. Mikey, you're going to be back here with me. We're going to be doing some action here at New Smyrna Speedway. 300 laps for the Tim's Corner Motorsports All-Star Showdown. That's going to be big news. The Super Bowl of Tim's Corner Motorsports. We're going to be racing all the different winners in the Tim's Corner Motorsports special events, as well as the weekly racing series. And we're off until after that. After Sunday, we're going to be picking up with Sim Racing Unleashed. The Cup car is going to be coming back, and then we're back to Tim's Corner Motorsports live on Monday night. So lots of cool stuff. Check it out, vidane.net/events. You're going to be able to get the full schedule of events to be able to check out and tune in when we are available. And we've got some big news coming up. We're just waiting for the paperwork to kind of dry off. We're waiting for the ink to dry.
You're moving to Newfoundland.
Not quite. Not yet. Not yet. But we got some big news coming for Vidane, the Vidane product, the Vidane brand as a whole. But congratulations here on the 95 of Ken Ellard. He is going to lock himself in to the round of 12 here at the Fatheads Cup Series. Be sure to check out fatheads.com, Fatheads with a Z. Use that promo code Showtime. They named it after me, Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. Get yourself 40% off. I've got myself a pair of those sunglasses. They fit my big Swedish head, and they fit pretty fantastically. And like I've said, they've got the kind of translucent, transparent frame, so you don't get that raccoon sunburn action that you've got when you go to the racetrack in real life. But lots of stuff coming up under here, Vidane here, vidane.net/events. Going to get you the full schedule. But that's going to wrap us up here for tonight. For myself, Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr., my brother from another mother, Mike James from The Rock. Be sure to check out the website, advancemytrack.com. Vote for Eastbound Park. Vote 3 times a day. Coming up here in a couple of weeks, we're going to be closing in on the top 6. Hopefully Eastbound makes it in. Mikey's birthday yesterday. That's your birthday present.
Dude, there was a lot of votes going in yesterday, and telling everybody I'm going to go streaking. It could put us over the top, but I know once April 27th comes down the pipe, 22 cars across North America. Some of these might be in your backyards, but show us a little bit of love while you're supporting your tracks as well. So check it out, advancemytrack.com. Some cool videos, 22 of these short tracks, the roots of NASCAR. You need to check out all 22 videos to really get a grasp of how awesome short track racing is in North America. This year, there's 49 NASCAR home tracks vying for the Advanced Auto Parts Championship. Trophy was released today. You can check it out on the NASCAR Roots page. So lots of great stuff coming down the pipe. But I can tell you, if Eastbound up here in Newfoundland on the Rock gets thrown into the final 6 at Darlington, that whole week, I tell you, I'm going to be over the top of the moon. And I hope I'm calling the show with you that week, because I'm going to be pretty excited.
100%. But that's going to wrap us up here at Vidane TV. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on Facebook and on Vidane. Thank you so much for the fan interactions. Easy enough for me to say. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a quick share.
We're going streaking!
We're not doing any of that. Give us a quick share. Let your friends know that you were entertained here by Vidane TV, by this thing called iRacing. Great win for Ken Ellard in the number 95. Caleb Levener finishing second. Trevor Absher finishing the third in that number 19 machine. But here for the Fatheads Cup Series for Vidane TV, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. When we do, we're going to be doing it live. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Have yourselves a fantastic night.
Bush.